This is the BlackBerry 8900, the latest in a series of smartphones from RIM for T-Mobile. The 8900 brings with it some interesting updates to the Curve family. Mainly it looks a lot more like the BlackBerry Storm and has some minor design language changes and brings with it the latest version of the BlackBerry operating system. Taking a quick spin around the hardware, we'll see it full QWERTY layout that the Curve has, send and end keys, BlackBerry key, trackball, and return key. The trackball is black rather than white, and you can see the ball itself does not illuminate if we push the button like it does on the Pearl and some models of the Curve. Not quite sure why RIM decided to change that, but they did. Taking a look at the left side of the phone, we see an application key here. Nothing along the bottom, and on the right side we see a micro USB port, another application key, as well as a volume toggle and a 3.5mm headset jack. On the back we can see the camera. We have a 3.2 megapixel autofocus camera with flash, and we'll just take the back plate off real quickly here. And underneath here you can see the battery, the SIM card, and the micro SD slot. Thankfully, the micro SD slot can be accessed while the phone is running, so you can hot swap your cards while without turning the phone on or off. The keyboard itself feels great. I have to say, it's very comfortable. I really do like the way it feels. The keys have good travel and feedback, and you know, there's a good shape to each key. Looking at it closely, you can see that you know, they have a little bit of contour and feel pretty good. The trackball itself is recessed ever so slightly compared to some BlackBerries of the past, but it is still very usable. So that's the hardware. Let's zoom in and scan through the software a little bit. One thing you may want to notice on the 8900 is that it is compliant with T-Mobile's Hotspot at Home service. You can see it has the UMA client running and it's actively connected to my Wi-Fi network. That happened automatically as soon as I turned the phone on. It just connected, and that was that. So you can get unlimited calling at home and better coverage at home with the Hotspot at Home service. The main layout here has just some shortcuts to what RIM thinks might be the most used applications, and for example, it can show your My Faves dock. Pressing the BlackBerry key will bring you to the full main menu, which you can see carries over the new design that is seen on the Bold and the Storm. From here you can access all the phone systems. The BlackBerry, of course, has its famed email service, which you can see here. The emails are very easily read, and the BlackBerry key, of course, lets you do everything you need to do to interact with your email. We'll close out of that, and has a contact list. You can do many things straight from here. So you can see how it lists your My Faves contacts with a little icon. Pressing the BlackBerry key will let you perform a bunch of actions, or if you press the center of the button itself, it'll just call the number, and they've got a fake number programmed in there. Going back out to the main screen, of course, you've got the calendar and BlackBerry browser, music, and the media controller here. Going into the media, we can let's start this over. They've got a John Mayer video posted on here. So the screen looks gorgeous, I have to say. Very, very nicely done screen, and very good for media playback. Not only do you have video, you can you know, interact with your music, ringtones, your pictures, and also take voice notes. Pictures, of course, is just a simple gallery that ties to your camera. If you look at all pictures, you've got a grid here that you can zoom around. And if you've highlighted a picture, hit the BlackBerry key to take different actions and send the picture where you want to, maybe via MMS or email or whatever. So that's a quick look at that. Now let's take a look at the camera software itself. Firing up the camera. Some nice improvements here. On past generations of BlackBerries, the zoom has been very clunky. It would go from 1x to 3x to 5x. This actually will put something out there. You can see if I zoom in, it does 1 to 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So you have finer control over the zoom function, which is something I appreciate very much. And of course, if you want to change the phone's features and settings, hit the BlackBerry key, go to the options, and away you go. You can make lots of different adjustments to the camera. We'll just fire up the browser here before we close off. Let's go to a new page. We will go to Phone Scoop. And there we go. See how quickly it pulls it up. So pulled up our WAP site, and we can scroll down and select the full HTML version. See how quickly it does this, and it appears that it's doing this through the Wi-Fi connection. So there we have the full HTML version of Phone Scoop. And of course, the browser lets you do all sorts of different things. You can interact with the websites, refresh things, add bookmarks, and so on. So that is the BlackBerry 8900. A very nice update to the Curve family. Has very appealing hardware and much more powerful and useful software.